Right, we're off again, still on the Carretera Austral, heading down to Rio Tranquillo, and ultimately, finally, to Ushuaia. Gotta tick that box. We were now 3, and given that Los Malditos, the damned route, was blocked, we headed for the east coast. So, welcome back, come along for the ride. We pitched up for the night in Coyhaique, and we even got matching cabins.
Well, here we are, almost ready to leave Coyhaique and our chalet, and Jorg's chalet and his bike. And what we've added to our equipment today, not allowed to laugh, is a little tent. It may never make its way out of the wrapper, but at least we have shelter if we can't find someone to stay, because it's getting busier. Beautiful sunny day, chilly at the moment, it's 8:30 and it's 10 degrees.
One thing we really like about riding in South America, at least the bits we've seen so far, other than of course La Paz or Arequipa, is that the roads are pretty much empty. You get this Skeletric style switchbacks, not a soul on the road. Jorg was a much more experienced rider than we were, but nonetheless he stuck with us, occasionally giving the throttle a bit of a twist, but most of the time he stayed in our dust. Poor Jorg. However, I've said it before, these are the guys you really have to admire. Just beyond me how you do this. So we plugged along, heading for Rio Tranquillo, and our latest Airbnb disaster, Camp Pared Sur.
So this is where we're staying tonight, Camp Pared Sur. Now I always like to walk these paths down to the hotel because you never know what cliff you're about to fall off.
Look at this. What a view. There he is waiting on me at the bottom before the rain comes on. That was all part of the plan.
What we didn't know when we booked this was that while it was called a camp, it actually was a camp in the American sense of the word. It was for families and kids to come and kayak a week away with mountain biking and chase the sheep kind of thing. We had booked a pod for the night. It had an external bathroom. What they didn't tell us was that the external bathroom was up a hill, a muddy hill, and about 100 metres away. Great at our age in the middle of the night. Would I like to drink something or?
Go to the accommodation.
Oh, I think the former.
Yes, I think we drink.
Now, I'm not saying Jorg was a bad influence, but I'm quite easily led astray. So we had a few good nights there. A few good nights because the original plan to continue to the end of the Carretera was laid waste by just appalling weather and an absence of accommodation.
So, meant to be leaving today. There's our pods in the distance, but it's chucking it down. It's been raining all night. Doesn't look as if it's going to lift, so we've decided to stay. So this is why we stayed for lunch. A real asado. So this is our last morning, our last breakfast.
After breakfast, we saddled up and we were going to ride the length of Lago General Carrera. Now, if you've been following this YouTube for a while, you'll know we did this same road not so very long ago. So I'm just going to whiz through it. And if you want to get it in a bit more detail, it's on one of the earlier videos. So here we go. This whole genre of motorcycling has the title Adventure Motorcycling. I think we'd probably prefer to call it fair weather motorcycling. I mean, why would you ride in the rain when you could wait a couple of days for the sun to come out and you get scenery just like this? Occasionally, Jorg would stop for photographs and then finally get some speed on and he could catch us up. Fortunately, I've got my own cameraman, or camera woman, I should say. And if you look hard, coming up the road, you'll see Jorg in catch-up mode, flat out on the gravel. And it does give a sense of perspective of how immense this landscape is. All of that fun and games on the gravel took us out to Los Antigos, the border, and into the flatlands of Argentina. The off-road route Los Malditos 73, the damned route, was blocked because it was mud and they were hauling cars and camper vans out of it. So that was kind of good for us because we weren't that keen on doing it again. And so we were going to head east to new territories and go down the Atlantic coast. First of all, stopping for some petrol and a coffee.
Fuel pumps, because all the motorbikers have put their stickers on it. On the route to 40. And there we are, Jorg has just filled up.
Fuel stations are few and far between. Our mantras: fill up when you can, not when you need. And one of our heroes here, Chad and Rose on 2 wheels, 3 sheets. Check them out on YouTube. Spotted their label here and in Ushuaia. Now, one thing we didn't know when we met Jorg was that he was a bit of a fanboy. He was an absolute hero worshipper of Ewan and Charlie and their Long Way series. So to a degree we were following the spots that they had visited, one of which was Las Horquetas, a cold, dreary building in the middle of nowhere. We were the only guests, but we had a nice lunch. And Jorg was able to do his bit.
Join us next week when we discuss mileage and charging.
A few miles later, we turned up in Gobernador Gregory's, where we pitched up for the night, and it's where we'll wrap up this video. Thanks for watching. Come back and see us on the last leg to Ushuaia to catch the ferry back home. Thanks for watching.